the posture of the American media was just crazy. In one day, it went from, Assad's wife on the cover of Vogue to anyone who likes Assad is a bad American. Mm-hmm. Tulsi Gabbard got drummed out of the Democratic Party just for talking to the guy. She was never even pro-Assad.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. So what was her problem? She had been stationed at Balad Air Base during Iraq War II, north of Baghdad, at a medical unit. So I've never heard her talk about this, but it is fair to presume that she saw young guys screaming for their mama dying in front of her at that base. Why? Because they were fighting against the Sunnis, fighting against Al-Qaeda in Iraq. Now it's 2 years later, we're in Syria, and they're saying, we're flipping sides. We support the shirts now against the skins. Well, Tulsi Gabbard is like, no, because she actually knows what she's talking about.
Well, that was her like obsessive mission,
right?
Was to get us to stop funding Al-Qaeda.
So she was always for the war on terrorism. She was just against the war for terrorism.
No, it's so right. And she's more hawkish than a lot of people I respect. She's not a dove, that's for sure. she's still in the U.S. Army.
That's right.
So
she wants bin Laden's dead, not empowered.
Well, what's so interesting is she's in the crosshairs now, and they're going to try and, the neocons are going to try and take her down. They're trying now. It's really beyond belief. But her point, so far as you clearly follow this, was not, I love Assad.
No, of course not. It never was that. It was that you guys are saying that these so-called rebels are good guys, but they're not. I know them. They're
what was
bin
wrong
Ladenites.
I'm not for Assad either. I'm totally agnostic on Assad. But why does the U.S. media take these positions at the order of whom? I don't know. Is there a meeting that I missed?
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden one day, someone is acting in a way that, somebody doesn't like, and everybody has to get on board with it. No one ever explains why. Assad, and then who's that? I can't remember her name. The woman who runs the Free Press.
Bari Weiss.
Bari Weiss. All of a sudden, she's like, Assad, he's bad, Assad. So you don't know anything about anything.
Yeah, she called, famously on Joe Rogan's show, she called Tulsi Gabbard an Assad toady.
Well, exactly.
And then Rogan says, what's a toady? And she says, I have no idea. And didn't know even how to spell it. And
of course, and doesn't know anything about Assad other than you're supposed to hate him for some reason. Everyone doesn't hate him vehemently enough as a Nazi or something. I don't really get it, but why? Obviously, Bari Weiss is not a serious person, but there are serious people in the media who go along with this. Why?
Because that's what Israel wants, because Israel hates the Shiites more, and the Alawites were friends with the Shiites. And so they don't mind the bin Ladenites, even though the bin Ladenites targeted us over Israel's crimes. They've never given Israel a problem directly. And in fact, one of the Israeli intelligence or military officials admitted to the press when he was asked, why do you guys give aid and comfort to Al-Qaeda in the war? You give them medical treatment and all these things. And he said, well, it's the humanitarian thing to do. And they said, well, do you give that same kind of support to Hezbollah when they're injured on the battlefield? And he goes, well, of course not. They're our enemies. And the reporter says, yeah, but Al-Qaeda attacked the United States. He says, yeah. Well, what's that got to do with us? So they're worried about their national interests, and our country's somehow worried about their national interests instead of ours. So why in the world would any American prefer a bin Ladenite to Assad, a Ba'athist? Only because they hate the Shiites more. Only because they put Israel's interests before those of the United States. That's the one and only answer to that.